keep telling Royce this. Just make sure that he gets me the list of songs because I have to work on those.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Liberty Quartet 30th Anniversary Video Podcast. We've had a great series so far. We've talked to just about everybody that we can get a hold of. All the local guys that are still in the Treasure Valley, we've talked to them. And this is the first time that we are talking via video call with one of the former members, but I'll get to that here in a second. I want you to welcome back Mr. Peyton Olive. How are you, Brother Peyton?
Ow. I'm good. It's, I woke up this morning, walked outside, and it's cold and rainy.
Yes, it is.
What a great first day back home.
It is definitely cold and rainy here. It's been kind of miserable. It's been kind of back and forth. We really haven't had much moisture out here, so the rain is very much welcome out here. And it's more than we can say for our friends out east. Right now they're having a big blizzard when we're recording this, up to almost 3 feet of snow from what I've heard.
Good
in
night.
New Jersey and New York, and it's just been crazy. Mm-hmm. But on the opposite side of the country, literally the opposite corner of our great country, is our brother in the ministry. He is the original baritone singer for the Liberty Quartet. I want everybody to say hello to Mr. Keith Jones. Keith, how are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Good, brother. I want to start off with a very important question for you.
All right.
What is the weather like that down in Florida?
Well, today it's chilly. We woke up and it was 38 degrees here in Fort Myers, and that's cold.
Yeah, that is cold.
For Florida.
Yeah, that is very cold for Florida.
I keep checking the weather in Idaho and Michigan, where I'm originally from, and Alaska, where my son lives. And, yesterday and today, Fort Myers and Boise were about the same temperature range.
Wow.
So
you're probably a little bit more humid down there than we are up here, though.
Well, right now it's not that humid. It's pretty nice this time of year.
Oh, good.
So,
good.
We're doing really quite well, and I enjoy the weather. In a couple of days, it'll be back up to normal in the 80s in the afternoon, mid 80s, low 80s. So that's pretty nice.
With about 100% humidity.
And spring training is well underway. Traffic is a nightmare trying to get around.
Yeah,
here in Fort Myers, we have the Twins and the Boston Red Sox, and if you drive by those stadiums, it's crazy.
Yeah, we know that. We're touring down in Arizona right now as we're recording this. We're kind of flying back and forth, and spring training's about to fire up down there too. So you got. Oh my goodness, you got the Angels down there, the Royals are down there.
The Mariners.
The Mariners. There's a lot of teams down in Surprise and Tempe and Mesa right now. So we know how that goes. So I'm so glad you're able to join us today.
Great. It's great to be with you. Awesome.
Yeah, last time we saw you, you were up here, actually in Idaho, at our mountaintop retreat back in September.
Had a great time.
That was so much fun.
Yep.
And I do promise I will get that video to you if I haven't done it already.
All right. I haven't seen it.
I look back on our text messages right before this, and I'm like, oh, man, I completely forgot about that. So I will send that to you. I promise.
That's okay. I sure loved the NQC videos. Those are so awesome. Sally and I don't know how many mornings we'll wake up and get up and kind of have our devotional time, and then I said, let's turn on some music, and we turn on Liberty, and we listened to all four of those. I kept waiting one at a time every day. Okay, love it.
Yeah. That was all me. I didn't want to post them all at once and kind of overwhelm everybody. I wanted to space them out. So
that was awesome. Yep.
So anyway, I want to go back to the very, very beginning, not of when you first joined Liberty, but when you first joined this population of Earth. When were you born, where were you born and raised? I won't say when. I don't want
That's
to get
fine.
there, but
That's fine.
Population of Earth.
I know. But Brother Keith, where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in Greenville, Michigan, and a long time ago. And to say the truth, I'm a bit older than Royce, and that's pretty old, okay? And but I was born
The
in
people
Michigan.
at home can do the math.
Yeah, it's in the central lower part of Michigan. I was born a troll, and
Oh, okay.
for those of you who do not know much about Michigan, Michigan is in two peninsulas: the Lower Michigan and Upper Michigan, and between them is a bridge. And I was born below the bridge.
Oh,
Anyway, I grew up in a little town called Stanton, Michigan.
okay.
And raised in the church, and my parents took us to church. I don't know. I think more than when the doors were open. More often than when the doors were open.
That's funny. So you were like the janitor and doing all the setup beforehand.
Pretty
Were you
much,
ever-
we were in the church. Both my mom and dad were involved. Dad was a deacon, and mom she led the children's department for many, many years. Boys and girls clubs on the week during the week, and both mom and dad led those. And so we were there all the time.
Gotcha. Were either of your parents musical? Did they sing or play
Oh
instruments?
yes, I grew up in a very musical family. My dad, especially. My dad played the piano by ear mostly. I mean, he could read some music, but he played by ear. Played a kind of hockey tonk a little bit, and then I call it that style. Okay,
Yeah.
Mostly hymns, but he played hymns. He jazzed up hymns before it was common practice today. And
Gotcha.
us boys all learned to play with Dad playing the piano. And we all played musical instruments. My sister was the oldest. She played the piano and clarinet. Went on to music school. My older brother played the cornet, trumpet, went on to music school. My next brother, Merlin, was very musical, played the trombone. We all played the piano eventually, some. And he went on initially in music, but ended up going on to seminary and becoming a pastor.
Okay.
And then myself wanted to go into music, but God had other plans for me. And closed that door and opened the door into engineering, believe it or not, architecture and
Oh,
engineering.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I went on into that field.
Very cool. Did you take that music with you through like high school and college? And did you were you ever in any singing groups while you were in school?
No.
Okay.
I mean, through high school, yes. I was involved in music. That was my thing I did. I was in the band primarily. Marching band,
Yep.
concert band. I did play some athletics, but it was always the music that kept me going. And I played saxophone and picked up the guitar at a young age and played guitar. And then pretty much in college, I just dropped it all, especially the first 2 years of my college. Didn't do hardly any music in that period of my life.
I bet because engineering's that's pretty involved.
Yeah, it was, and there was a lot of things going on in that time. That was Vietnam was going, and I mean it was a tough time for us kids.
Yeah, I bet.
And young people at that age, and trying to figure out. In fact, I started out in basically just an architectural drafting course, a trade school.
Oh, okay.
And I did very well at that. And two things kept me going in college. One was Vietnam.
Yeah.
I stayed in school. And the second, my brother-in-law my sister's husband was an engineering instructor at Michigan Tech and was encouraging me to go on into engineering, and that's where I ended up.
So when you first got out of college and you graduated, where did you go from there? Or what? Well, let's back up for a second. Where did you go to college?
I went to college at two schools. My first school was Ferris State College, or university now.
Okay.
And then that's where I did my trade school, architectural.
Okay.
And then from there I went to Michigan Tech. At Michigan Tech, I was more involved in music. I sang in the church choir there because my sister was the director. In fact, I even had to assist her in directing when she was in a terrible car accident, and I helped her with some of the music in the church at that time.
Okay.
Also, my junior and senior year, we had a little group out of college. All the guys were from college, and all the girls were from high school. But we had a group that we mainly guitars, and it was kind of a beginning of contemporary Christian music, and
Okay.
we sang a lot of fun songs, kind of more of a folky type music, but gospel.
Sure.
And we had a good time doing that, playing our guitars, and we didn't do much traveling. We sang locally mostly in the Upper Peninsula. Yep.
Okay. So, being from Michigan, did you ever hear about Southern gospel music at all? Or was it mostly just like praise and worship or hymns from church and stuff like that?
No, I have to go back to my childhood.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When I was 8 years old, my parents took a trip. It must have been a good year because Dad bought a brand new 1956 Plymouth station wagon, loaded all four of us kids and Mom and Dad, and we all packed it up, and we drove all the way from Michigan to Florida.
Okay.
One of Dad and Mom's best friends, and lived in from our hometown, family friends for years. Had a place down here, and they kept begging Mom and Dad to come. So we drove down to Florida in the spring of 1956.
Wow.
Well, during that trip, that was pretty much around the Sarasota, Bradenton area we were at, but we did come down further south to Venice and Nokomis, and then we made one day trip down here to Fort Myers, believe it or not, because I remember it.
Yeah.
And while we were here, we were visiting with some friends from our hometown as well. And they took us to a little church. And there I was just blown away by a Southern gospel quartet by the name of the Rebel Quartet.
Oh, wow. I know that name.
That's old school.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, anyway, so that was my first indoctrination to that, and we bought one album,
Yeah.
about all we could afford at that, and I think I played that till I wore it out.
Did you see any other groups, I'm assuming, since then?
Well, I mean, not until Liberty so much. I mean, I'd heard of the Cathedrals, and I'd heard of some, and I would listen to a few of that, but I kind of got away from it a little bit, and but I knew of it all. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of fast forwarding a little bit then. So you're still living in Michigan for a while, I'm assuming, and then how did you get to Idaho, of all places?
Well, after college, Vietnam was still raging, and I had a pretty high draft number, and I got drafted. So after graduating in June of 71, I was drafted and went into the service in November of 71.
Okay. What branch did you go into?
I was in the Army.
Army. Gotcha.
So I let them draft me and did my basic training at Fort Knox in Louisville.
Okay.
Or near Louisville, Kentucky. And then while I was there, I wasn't sure. I was, when you process in to basic training, they set you down with a counselor, more or less, talk about what your background is and what you're doing and what you can do.
Sure.
Found out that I graduated from college. I had a degree. I'd actually worked in the field. With all of that information, they gave me what's called a civil engineering or an engineering MOS, military occupation service.
Okay.
So I was given that. I didn't know if I would ever use it or get it, but I did. And my orders were to go to Alaska rather than
wow.
Vietnam.
Wow.
So I was sent to Fairbanks, Alaska, and I'll never forget the day I arrived. It was like cold. It was the middle of February, 40 below zero.
Oof.
Oh my goodness.
Ice fog. Couldn't see your hand in front of you. It was okay. But God worked it out. God had it all worked out for me, and it gave me a Christian roommate, buddy, in the Army. He'd gone to Laterno Tech, which is a Christian engineering school in Texas.
Okay.
And he and I just hit it off, and we spent pretty much our whole 2 years together. We started with another friend, started a Bible study on base, and we just had a good time. We were attending a little country church and kind of a church plant up there outside of Fairbanks.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And enjoyed that. And
you probably got sick of snow pretty quick, right?
well, I had more snow in northern Michigan than we did in Alaska, where I was.
Oh, really?
In Fairbanks. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just way colder.
Way colder, and just a more deeper cold and extensive, longer periods of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever see the Northern Lights up there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
That's got to be. I mean, I've kind of seen them down here in Boise a little bit.
Yeah.
We had a solar storm, as they call it, not too long ago, and you could kind of see the glow. I mean, the phones and cameras see it a whole lot better than we can, but that was kind of cool. I got to see it a little bit, but I haven't seen it to the extent of how they see it way up north.
Sure. Well, it was great, and God had His plan for me.
Yeah.
Up there in Alaska, because, like I said, we started a Bible study, and through our little church, there was a gal that worked at the university, and she brought a friend, and then this friend brought another friend, and so there were some of the girls would show up to our Bible study as well from the community.
Gotcha.
Yep. And one night, there was this brunette that showed up that got my attention.
And let me guess, she was from Idaho.
No.
No.
No?
No, her dad was pastoring a church there in Fairbanks.
Oh, okay.
And I'm getting to how I got to Idaho, okay.
Yeah.
So her name was Candy, and Candy and I eventually got together and were married while I was still in the Army. And then I got out and I stayed there. Her dad was pastoring, and I eventually went on staff with him part-time after I got out of the Army. I was working for I worked for the state for a little while, and then I worked for an engineering or a contracting company as an engineer. And Alaska Pipeline construction was just starting there in the early 70s. So I got involved in that a little bit. And then her dad got called to a church in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene. So we eventually moved to Idaho, northern Idaho. And for 1 year, I worked full-time in the church, and then eventually got back into architecture and engineering there while living in Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, okay. So you're working up in Coeur d'Alene, working for the church there. Are you, at this point, utilizing your architectural expertise?
Yes, I went to work for a structural engineering firm. Well, first of all, I went to work for an architect out of Coeur d'Alene.
Okay.
And then eventually I went to work for a structural engineering firm in Spokane, Washington, which is right next door to Idaho.
Okay.
And so we worked there 6 years. And then they decided they wanted to open an office in Boise and asked me to go down and manage and open that office for them. So that's how I got to Boise. But in the meantime, in those 10 years that I was in Coeur d'Alene, I still led worship. I had a choir. We had a quartet that I sang with from a church. Played my sax, my guitar. I did all the things that worship pastors do. And then we moved to Boise.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we all know the story of how Liberty started. You know, Royce we always say he grabbed 3 guys out of his choir.
Yes.
So obviously that means you went to Nampa first. Or no,
No,
it was
Boise first.
Boise first. Which
Excuse
is now
me.
Tree City.
Yes.
Yep.
So how did that start? What made you come to Boise first, and how did you meet Royce, and how'd that conversation kind of go?
Well, when we moved to Boise, I had a dear friend. He was a banker. He had been the banker in Coeur d'Alene, and he was just instrumental in a lot of my. He was kind of a mentor in some ways. Leon Doan. Most Nazarenes would know Leon.
Okay.
Just a dear friend. He was in Boise and going to Boise first, so he encouraged us to come, and so we did. We did the first Sunday. First Sunday we went. Evidently, the pastor knew about us, and he immediately came that first Sunday and contacted me and said, "I want to take you to lunch." So I don't know what he knew about me, but whatever. So that kind of got us. We attended a couple of the other churches in the area, but we found home. We got connected with a couple there at Boise First. Pretty much everybody knows Terry and Bev Martin. So Terry was actually leading worship at that time. He was the choir director leading worship. He was also involved in the business end of the church as well. That was in 1985, I believe, was the year. And then I don't remember the actual year that Royce showed up, but it was like the early 90s, 91, 92.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. He came on as our worship pastor and choir director. And I'm going to say it right now. This is something I thought about Royce.
Yeah.
He's probably about the best. No, he's not probably. He is the best choral church director that I've ever sat under and that I've ever known. However, I must admit, if any of my church friends here in Fort Myers or would ever listen to this, our current choir director, worship pastor, Ryan, he's also very, very good, and he and Royce are, like that.
Yeah.
As far as their ability to not only direct choir and get it out of us as singers, but to emphasize the worship aspect of choirs and church music is just so important, and they were probably the best at doing that.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you strike up a conversation or a friendship with Royce? How did that go?
Just singing bass in the choir. We just got to know each other.
Yeah.
I got involved, and he's got a good ear. I guess he can hear those that can sing on tune and pitch a little bit. And I was in a group. Jerry Vivig was directing it, and I must say, no offense to Terry Martin or Jerry Vivig about Royce being the best. Terry and Jerry were pretty good, but anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But Jerry led this group, and I was involved in that, along with Mike Peters, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so we were both in this smaller ensemble in the church. So Royce knew, our abilities and what we could do, and I was just, he was just a great guy. I think I had lunch with him a couple times, and we just chatted, got to know each other.
Yeah. So I mean, we've talked about this with other former members of the group. Especially with Mike. We talked to Mike Peters on how he got involved with Liberty Quartet, and it basically, from what I understand, from what he said, it started with Royce and Ralph Yerkes.
That's correct.
Talking with each other, because they were both really big Southern gospel music fans.
Yep.
Especially Ralph. Ralph was like an encyclopedia.
Yeah. Yes, that's for sure. He knew all the songs and all the groups. Oh yes, he was good.
So they started talking to each other, and then they came to you.
Yes, I believe they came to me. I didn't solicit myself at all. They came to me asking me if I would sing the baritone part, and the baritone part, especially as you know, Will.
Yeah.
There's the first tenor who's singing way up high.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bass who's singing way low, and then there's the lead who sings the melody most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the baritone who just has to kind of find his part wherever he can find it. And I guess us baritones, we just have to do that. We're exceptional at
we're the we're the fishermen of Southern gospel music, for sure.
That's for sure.
We definitely have to fish out our note out of the middle of everything.
Because I would have John at one side and Royce, both yelling at me, "Get off my note! Get off my note!"
And you're like, Royce, well, it's in there somewhere. I'm looking for it. I'll find it eventually.
Royce still does that, by the way.
He does. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys got together, did a little rehearsal, from what I understand, and then you guys sang in church there at Boise First.
Yes. Yep.
And then, do you remember the first time you sang off campus, off somewhere else other than Boise First? Do you remember that first concert?
I'm not sure. I know we did a concert at Boise First, a fairly extensive concert at Boise First. I don't remember what the date was, whether it was that 95, 96 year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the first concert we ever did off campus was probably at Eustic Baptist, I think.
Okay.
Might have been there. We did some light stuff. We did a few barbershop things, at a banquet there at Boise First for a couple of times, and we just had fun singing together. That's all.
Yeah.
And I don't remember too much about those first. I'm old.
It was just that much fun, right?
Yeah, it was just that much fun. You betcha.
It's all a blur anymore,
Yeah.
So word starts getting around. Liberty starts getting asked to sing at places.
Yeah.
And then I believe in '96, Royce made the decision to go full time, at least for himself in the ministry, which is a huge step of faith. As far as stepping away from what many in the church would consider a very steady position as a music minister at a well-established church, and stepping out in faith and starting this, I guess you would say, a mobile ministry as a song evangelist, if you will.
Yeah.
And what was that like, knowing that Liberty may very well go full time for a long time? Did you ever feel that, or was it more of a I'm kind of in it because I like to do it, or both?
I at first I guess it was kind of I like to do it. I like to. I think when he first came to us in one of our rehearsals and talked to us about full-time ministry, that was something we all had to go back and two things. Number one, pray.
Yeah.
And the second thing was talk to our wives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mike and I and Ralph all had our own businesses. By that time, I had already bought out the office that I was running. So it was my office, and I could pretty much do what I wanted to do. But
Yeah.
there was some responsibility of keeping it going. And when you run a business, you got to be there, and you got to manage it, and you got to take care of it.
Yeah, especially when you own it, you kind of have to be responsible for it. Yeah.
That's right. Your employees that you have and your clients, your customers, all, they want your response, and they want you there. So anyway, it was a big decision, and I remember I don't remember sitting down with Candy and just discussing it with, but I know we did. I know we had those conversations, and I don't remember even what was said or too much about that. I just know that God opened it up, and she was behind me 100%. And whatever I felt like God was calling us to do, we did.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really, I've noticed, take the wives or the family into consideration when they see a Southern gospel group. All they see is the guys or gals on stage.
Correct.
There's so much more behind just what you see on stage.
Yeah.
And I don't like bringing stuff back to myself, but my experience with coming to Liberty was pretty much the exact same thing. I turned to my wife and I said, "This is a team decision. This is not my decision.
Yeah.
This is a you and me decision.
Right.
If you don't want me to do it, then I won't do it."
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how much that 100% commitment on the other side takes.
Yes.
Because you're gone a lot.
I was gone a lot.
Yeah,
Yep.
and whoever's staying at home, I mean, they're the ones taking care of everything. They're taking care of the kids. They're taking care of the animals and the house and the bills and all of that.
We didn't have, our kids had gone. Our kids had already left the house, so that wasn't a big deal. But I was gone a lot, not only with Liberty, but my business required me to be on the road a little bit. It was a little hard. That was probably one of the harder things about the whole deal.
Hello everyone, Future Will here. Just wanted to let you know of a few details regarding our 30th anniversary celebration coming up in September. It's going to be September 18th through the 20th at Valley Shepherd Church of the Nazarene there in Meridian, Idaho. We have invited all of the former members of Liberty to return and come sing with us, and it's going to be a great time. We hope you all can be there. On Friday the 18th, in the evening, we're going to have a welcome banquet at 6 o'clock there at the dining hall. On Saturday the 19th in the morning, we're going to have a brunch. You're going to have the afternoon off, and in the evening, we're going to have an outdoor barbecue and hymn sing and the pavilion outside, which is going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to that. Seating for both Friday and Saturday are limited due to space, so if you want to be there, you need to sign up early, and I'll let you know how to do that here in a second. Finally, the big concert on Sunday night. We're changing the time. We're moving it up from 6. We're going to move it up to 5 o'clock in the evening. Doors are going to open at 4. Once again, the concert is going to start at 5. The doors are going to open at 4. So if you want a good seat, get there early. All of the events are going to be held there at Valley Shepherd Church of the Nazarene. For more information, here's what you need to know. Signups can be found on our website, libertyquartet.com/events. Scroll down to the 30th anniversary picture, click on that, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. All right? We also invite you to sign up for our weekly email newsletter that we send out every week. We also encourage you to follow us on social media. Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube are our main platforms. We release a lot of information on those platforms as well, so make sure you follow us there. Our entire schedule can be found on our website as well, so libertyquartet.com/tour is our entire schedule. Also, if you have a smartphone, you can download the Bands in Town app, and our entire schedule is on there as well, and it'll notify you when we're in your area, and it's free on top of that. All that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I'm going to quit talking. We're going to get back to the podcast. See ya. Right around, I think it was 2001 or 2002, you did make that decision to quit traveling.
Correct.
And to stay home and take care of your business, if I remember correctly.
That's correct.
That's correct. And but I do know there's a little bit of a transition zone in there where you brought on Paul.
Yes.
And you and Paul actually traveled together for a little while.
We did. Let me kind of go back to the decision that I made. Involved my wife, Candy, at the time. We were home for a weekend, and we were just driving to church. And she just said to me, "It'd be nice to go to church with you every Sunday."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay." I knew then that it was time to quit.
Yeah.
And I believe it was that next day that I called up Royce and I said, "I need to talk to you."
Yeah.
And but that was like in the spring, and I mean, I didn't leave Liberty till the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole spring and summer, I still traveled with Liberty. Paul, I think, came on kind of in the summer of that summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we did an album together, a project. In fact, that project, I believe even our wives are on that project.
Yeah, Glorious Liberty Gospel Hymns or something like that?
I believe it was. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a great time to get to know Paul and see how that transition was working.
I wanna ask you, and I kind of touched on this when we talked with Mike Peters, and I want to ask this. And I want to ask a question right after it too, but I of course I never got to meet Ralph. Literally, when we did our episode with Mike Peters, that's like the first time I've had like a real conversation with him. Mm-hmm. And of course, I've only met you a few times. I hadn't met you till last September.
Right.
And of course, I've known Royce for over 2 years now. And
yep.
How was the brotherhood and the camaraderie on stage with Ralph, Mike, and Royce? Like, how well did y'all get along? Did y'all pick on each other? Were y'all loving to each other? I just want to know about that, because I haven't seen too much from that original lineup myself,
I think our camaraderie was very good on the stage, whether it was on the stage or traveling together or whatever. Of course, Mike wasn't on the road with us as very long, 3 or 4 months is all. But with John and Ralph and I and Royce, it was pretty good. I mean, we had. I don't think things have changed much by the way I see you guys acting on the stage.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Or I hear stories of what it's like on the road or in the bus or whatever. Things haven't changed much. And you know what the common denominator is of all of that?
What's that?
Royce.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Royce has not changed. Royce is Royce, and Royce will always be Royce.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I so appreciate about him is his I know he's funny, he's crazy, he's loving, he's just everything. And I would get upset with him sometimes, because of. I'm an engineer, okay? Everything has to be laid out and in sync and in line, and everything has to be in an order.
No,
not with Royce, my friend. Not with Royce,
but not with Royce.
Well, you kind of answered.
I always ask, well, what are we going to be seeing tonight? Well, I don't know. We'll just kind of,
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll have a list, but he'll just it'll be on the floor somewhere. He never looks at it.
Yeah, he'll maybe do the first 3 or 4 songs, and then it's off to the races from there. It's who knows what's going to happen.
Like I say, some things just never change.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was going to ask you anyway. Is there anything that you still see in Liberty to this day, that was there from day one? So I guess I'm going to ask another question. Me and Will, we never got to meet Ralph.
Right.
And so we've kind of been asking all the guys if they have any stories or anything to say about Ralph, because of course, we all know the teeth story. We all know that one. So
Right.
if anything to say to his character, any story, because we just like to get to know about him.
Ralph was quite serious as well. He was a finance guy. Finance guys and engineers were all made alike, kind of like Sam Lord. So he and I were very similar in that. But he he was kind of like the absent-minded professor a little bit too. Walking into glass doors or windows, thinking it's the door.
We did get told that story. Yeah,
yeah. So I won't go into any of those stories. He was a little possessive. I say this funny, and I it's not a knock on him or anything, but he was a little possessive. He always liked to sit. We had the van. You heard stories about the van, the green van, the Chevy van.
Yeah.
He always wanted to sit in the seat directly behind the driver on the left side. And so some of the times, I think John and I both kind of played that game. We would, try to sneak in and get there before he did and take that seat just to see what he would do.
Just to irk him. Yeah.
Yeah, we would do that a little bit.
It's kind of like the joke of us locking the bus door whenever somebody goes up to open it.
Yeah.
They're right behind us. We close it and lock it.
Yeah. It was one of the things I appreciated about Ralph was just his sincerity and his. He loved the Lord. He loved to sing gospel. He loved to sing. He just whenever he gave his testimony, it was always moving, no matter how many times I ever heard it. He had cancer as a young man and beat it. And of course, eventually it came back, in his later life and took him.
Yeah.
But God was with him through a lot of trials and a lot of things. And he was just to me, he was just a great friend and person. And I look forward to being with him and to singing with him again.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit, but I do want to touch on with your time in Liberty. Was there something that you took away from Liberty spiritually, professionally, or anything of that nature that you still use to this day?
Professionally, I'm more comfortable being in front and talking now than I ever used to be.
Yeah.
Some of that maybe is my work as well, having to meet with clients and that kind of thing. I've always been because I'm an engineer, I tend to be a little introverted, but I've opened up a lot.
Yeah.
Liberty helped me do that. Royce helped me do that a lot.
Yeah.
I spiritually just trusting God every day for everything, seeing the miracles that he provided for us in those early days, on the road, the safety. I mean, we hit deer. I don't know how many transmissions we went through.
Yeah.
All the various things that happened to us, but God used the ministry. And to see even today, and hearing the reports that someone was saved in your service was just, I read all those every Sunday morning. I look forward to those messages and those email letters from Doran or whoever's editing them that week.
Mm-hmm.
They're just special to me to keep up. And when I read the story that one or two or someone got saved at your concert, just is a blessing to me, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly why we do what we do.
Encouraging the believer, seeing those who may not know the Christ and Lord that we know come to know him.
and obviously none of it. We couldn't do any of it without God's faithfulness and God's every single time in my prayer time I asked for God to lend us His guiding hand.
Yep.
And we could never do that without it.
Yeah.
But I also want to thank you for paving the way for us,
Yeah.
you know, to
Laying the
still do this,
foundation.
laying the foundation for us to this day. God lends out His guiding hand, but you also have to reach for it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so I'm just so thankful for you, Mike, Ralph, Royce, for taking His guiding hand and just paving the way for us to be able to do this today as our full-time ministry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, and I thank the Lord for giving us being able to use our talents for Him. And I also thank Him for our spouses who allowed us to do this. You know, it's just as much for them as it is for us. And
Yeah.
I still go back to that. And, you know, God is still on the throne. He's still there. We're still trusting Him every day. You know, we're dealing with some stuff here that just I never thought I'd have to deal with again.
Yeah. I hear you there. But I mean you nailed it right on the head there. I think the foundation of this Liberties ministry started with you guys, and that spirit has gone through all 30 years of Liberty's existence.
Yes. Yep.
It has never wavered. It has never gone on to something else. It's always been, we bring people to the Lord first and foremost, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
And music comes second, really.
And
it really does.
It does. And I attribute a lot of that to Royce and his wanting to minister to everyone, not to be a showman, not to necessarily be on the big stage, but also be on the little stage.
Yeah. We'll sing anywhere.
That is still the theme of
That is
Liberty.
still true. That is still true.
And we'll go for a free will offering, whatever it may be.
Yep.
God gave us some wisdom early on to, you know, form the 501c3 to help that.
Yep.
And it was a blessing. It kept the group solvent through COVID and the whole bit. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We've told that story before of
Yep.
where, you know, we're a love offering based ministry. So when we don't sing, we're not getting that income.
That's correct.
And during COVID, we were off the road for about 7 months. I mean, we had a date here and there, but it was really spotty.
Yep.
And when that income went down, the giving from the Liberty family balanced it out. And that's, in my opinion, that's all God.
Oh, it is.
We had nothing to do with that. That was all God's work.
Yep.
And we never missed a paycheck. We were able to feed ourselves, pay our bills.
Awesome.
And it was incredible. I'll never forget it.
Awesome.
I'll never forget it.
Great.
Well, Keith, thank you so much
Hey, it's been awesome.
for sitting down here and chatting with us. I can't wait to see you in September. You're coming in September, right?
I'm planning to be there in September, Lord willing.
Awesome.
And,
I can't wait to sing with you again, my friend. That's so much fun to share the stage with you.
Just make sure, and I keep telling Royce this, just make sure that he gets me the list of songs because I have to work on those. My mind is worse than it was then. If that could be a possibility. So, you know, I'm now spring chicken and my mind is slower. You know, God has blessed me right now because I'm involved in our church where we go has a worship choir, which I'm able to sing in. We also have a senior adult choir in the winter, which I'm involved in right now. And we call it Legacy Choir. It's an awesome time.
Yeah.
And then I'm also involved in a community band and playing my saxophone.
Oh, awesome. I was going to ask you if you still played.
Winter. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
I'm enjoying that. But what I see on the page and back up to here and then into the hands. The speed is not as quick as it used to be.
It's so good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you guys and talk to you.
I hope you enjoy the Florida weather when it gets warmer, for sure.
I do. And, my blood is thinned out. And I'm doing pretty well.
But it's so good to chat with you again, my friend.
Yeah. When I come back to Idaho in September, I'll make sure I'll be wearing my parka.
Yeah. There you go. Bring your gloves and your hat and everything.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you guys for sticking around and watching this current episode. Not next episode. I hope you come back for the next episode too. But thank you so much for sticking around, and for almost an hour we sat here and chatted with Keith, and it was so much fun. Thank you, Keith, once again.
Awesome. I enjoyed it too. I'm going to look forward to seeing all the rest of these.
Yeah, fun. And you can find all of those on our YouTube channel. That we're going to have a playlist just full of all of the episodes. This is a mini-series, and we've already talked to all the local guys. There's about 9 episodes so far, 9 or 10, something like that. And I think you are number 11 or 12. I don't know. I haven't gone back and watched everything yet, but we're definitely going to do that. And thank you so much, everybody, for sticking around and watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this content. It lets us know that you enjoy what you're watching. And we've got, I believe, Derek Simonis is up next. And I hope you can join us for that as well. You have a blessed day. We will see you on the flip side. We'll see you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.